What's poppin'? Sean Don back with a few technical analysis videos today because I decided to procrastinate them because I had the U.S. champs last weekend. So that information is really irrelevant, but yeah, here we have Agnė. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name because I can't. I just simply can't. But I met Agnė back at the Grand Valley Big Clinic in December. So yeah, excited to see how she has progressed with her technique since then. So let's take a look. Agnė, is a Division III thrower for Grinnell, Iowa, in Iowa. And she said this throw is just shy of 16 meters, having progressed quite a bit over the past year or so. And so yeah, let's break it down. Overall, like a decent looking throw. So 4 turns, sling start. I think that's totally fine. 4 turns a bit much. As we go through the throw, I will let you know why I think so. Specifically, just taking a look at the throw itself. Full speed, not breaking it down just quite yet.
Good.
It looks like there's almost a slight deceleration in the 4th turn. 1, 2, 3, and then just a slight little deceleration. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe that's because you're preparing for the 4th turn. Looks like you stand up a little bit or pull the left side just a little bit. That's what it is. You catch just a little late on the 3rd turn. So that's just quick overview. Like I said, so I think 4 turns for you, Agnė, is okay. You do a good job handling it, but in terms of the rhythm of the throw, there's really not much going on. It's kind of just like 1, 2, 3, 4, with, like I said, a little bit of deceleration after 3 going into 4. Ideally, it should be more like 1, 2, 3, 4. It should pick up, especially after the 2nd turn. There should be a kind of dramatic change in rhythm and speed and acceleration, whatever you want to call it. Food for thought. So maybe try to slow down the 1st turn, slow down the 2nd turn a little bit more, and then try to hit it more in 3 and 4. It'll be a little bit hard to change at first because it will change your connection and how things feel, but I think long term it'll be better for you. You'll be able to feel things better and accelerate the hammer better and learn how to accelerate the weight better and hopefully throw farther. That's just a quick overview of your rhythm and the throw itself. But so let's break it down more specifically and see if we can see some of these things and why they specifically happen. So nice easy sling start. So as you come through the sling start, you can see you sit your hips back right from the start, which is not a bad thing. Ideally, I'd like to have your shoulders a little bit more back over your hips, your torso more up and down. As you can see, there's a slight forward lean, counterclockwise if you're looking from this angle. Just a slight forward lean. But overall, I think you do a good job of waiting for the ball to pass, and as you can see, your posture even gets automatically better after that 1st turn. Just try to stay a little bit more upright initially. Keep your hips a little bit more forwards. Try to push your knees a little bit more forwards. Try to load the balls of your feet just a little bit more. Most of it's going to come from the ankle. Like I said, pushing those knees a little bit more forwards and keeping those hips a little bit more forwards underneath the shoulders. Outside of that, as the ball comes through 0, you can see there's a little bit of slight left side leading here. This isn't the ideal angle to see that, but you can tell the head's peaking just a little bit and the shoulder is just a little bit ahead of the ball. Left leg as well, you can see, especially as the ball comes through what would be, I guess, 45-ish degrees past 0, you can see that left side's opened up, that left shoulder's a little bit closed off, you can see that left arm's coming across the chest, and the head's turned just slightly ahead. So in the sling start, really let the ball take you around. Let the ball come ahead of you around this left side in the sling start. Turn with it, and then feel the tension with the right arm, and feel the acceleration coming from the right leg and the right hip and the right, or the torso in general, the core, the abs, the obliques, whatever. Feel all this stuff through here, right leg, torso, hips working. That way you can propel the ball out around that left side a little bit better. Otherwise, there is a slight little lift here. As you can see, the ball rises, and its high point is just about there. Once again, I think that comes back to this left side pulling, left side leading just a little bit. You create tension with this left shoulder, so it rises up, so the ball rises up as well. Try to keep the ball down around the left side, try to keep it flat. But I guess I'd rather have it be high over here than low over here, because I think that is definitely not ideal. This is just a small thing that you could change that I think might help make you feel a little bit more efficient overall. Like I said, just a little bit flatter orbit. But you're doing a good job of keeping the ball at about chest height, sternum height, not letting it drop too much. You're definitely not too steep, which is good. There's just a slight lift of the arms as the ball goes left. So keep the ball flat, but also don't lift your hands up. Don't lift the ball up as it goes left. Otherwise, you're doing a good job. You can see you move forward with the ball. You step. I think you could step a little bit more forwards with this right leg. As you can see, you kind of step around a little bit. If the ball took you more on left and you were to step more forwards with the ball in this direction right here, right as the ball approaches this right sector line, think about putting your foot down. Don't think about stepping around, just think about putting it down forwards. Help you catch a little bit earlier and maybe with a little better posture. It'll set up the pendulum and stuff a little bit better. Otherwise, from this angle right here, nice level shoulders, level hips. Looks like your shoulders are pretty much back over your hips, so good. I'm going to say good posture on this catch. And then as you can see, as the ball comes through zero, like I said, posture is solid, hips are underneath shoulders. This is what I'm looking for in the first turn. As you come through zero, once again, that left side's leading just a hair. It's getting better though. Right leg's more or less turning with the ball, left leg's just a little bit ahead. And then, so this turn is definitely much better. You can see there's a little, and this little left side leading is just coming from the entry. So if you can let the ball pass literally like 1% more, if you can let the ball go through zero and go through like 45 degrees past zero without turning your left side ahead of it, you'll connect way better. It'll pick up more speed naturally, and your right side will feel much more efficient, and things will go farther, that's for sure. Overall, good job working long double support. Same thing, you can see you, as the ball reaches the right sector line, once again, same thing, you kind of try to step around and the ball turns and pulls you around just a little bit, because you are trying to step around. You can see how tight your knees are because you're trying to go around this left leg rather than stepping forward towards this sector. So once again, same thing as in the previous turn. As the ball reaches about this point right here, think about stepping forward. Drop this left knee towards 180. Drive your hip forwards and step forwards, and then by the time you put your foot down, you'll catch right about there as opposed to there. So you catch just a couple frames earlier and you get another 20-30 degrees to work the ball. So you come down, catch. Once again, what I would say is probably decent posture. You can see things turning better. See, so now this is very good here. There's still some slight tension in this left side. Once again, this is what it's going to look like probably for the rest of the throw, because you're not just going to magically feel that right side kick in. That once that left side takes over, it's taken over for good. So as you can see here, you can even see this left shoulder start to become a little bit higher than the right. Once again, that is a sign the left side is creating tension. But otherwise, as the ball comes through zero, you're doing a good job of working with the ball. You can see this right leg is finally starting to turn into the left knee and open up the left side. It's just this left shoulder has that residual tension. But the lower body is really solid through this turn. Really solid. And then same thing as the ball comes around and goes towards the sector, you can see you sink down just a little bit, especially through the shoulders. You can see you're on this plane, that plane, and then all of a sudden you drop down just a hair, maybe 4 or 5 inches, if that. But that needs to come more from the lower body, not necessarily the upper body. That's a little bit of a disconnection. I think that's why you end up as you can see, you kind of catch late, and relatively late. Of course, it's not like you're not catching at 0, but in comparison to the other turns where I think you should be, balls at 270. But it's this foot that comes around once again. So that stepping around motion rather than stepping forward is kind of what's hurting you and what's causing this deceleration that I was talking about. So ball goes around left, comes forward, step forwards. Don't sink your shoulders down. Drive your hips forwards, drop that left knee towards 180, and then catch, step forwards. Hopefully you don't come around. And then since you come around, like I said, this is what kind of causes the deceleration. Things are getting a little steeper. Since you step around, you lose connection, and that's why you decelerate. You're not quite connected to the hammer. You don't feel it, or to the weight. Sorry. And because of that, you're like, I don't know where the weight is at. So what am I going to do to find tension, to find stability? It's going to be to pull this left side more. And you can see left shoulder is even higher, and even more tension is coming through this left shoulder. So, like I said, to fix this, you just need to step more forwards to catch a little bit earlier, and to feel more tension throughout the right side. Like I said, once again, right leg, right hip. But once again, solid left or lower body here. Everything's working together. It's just that left side still has so much tension. And then, yeah, the left side pulls so much, it pulls you around in single support. The ball's pulling on you around as you catch. Not bad in terms of how early you catch it. And then you do a good job of working your hips up and through on the finish. Not quite as good as it could be, but you still do a pretty good job of working your hips up, and then see at this point right here, this right hip should extend more towards what would be 90 degrees. The right hip needs to come more forwards to really get that full extension. As you can see, you only get to about there, and because of that, you get pulled just a little bit forward. So, overall though, Agnė, it's a good looking throw. I think, yeah, like I said, biggest thing is letting the ball pass just a little bit more on the entry, and then stepping forwards towards the direction of the throw. I think that would benefit you greatly. Overall though, like your lower body's working pretty well. It's just that left shoulder creates tension. You get a little bit of drop there, stuff like that. It all boils down to, letting the ball pass the entry, and like I said, trying to step forwards and feel the pendulum. So, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I am here to help and happy to help. Yeah, if anybody out there would like a technical analysis of their own, go to www.seandonnelly.biz. Go to the services page, get a technical analysis in depth, $15. That's it. Sign up, and it's almost hammer season for most people now. So make those hammer gains. Get rid of all those bad habits that you learned with the weight, and let me help coach you in the hammer. All right. So thanks for watching. Sean Don. Peace and out.